Gentleman yields back for what purposes Mr. Gohmert seek recognition?
Strike the last word.
Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't think that it's very effective for the children to have people on the other side of the aisle come in and accuse Republicans of being complicit in murder, and that we put our right to kill over others' right to live, to infer by rhetorical supposed questions, who are you here for? We must be here for the gunman, is an outrage. How dare you? You think we don't have hearts? It's just that when we look at the things that you're doing and you're trying to do to America, we've seen the carnage. I mean, for heaven's sake, let's take example. Democrats control the major cities that have the worst murder rates. That's right. Your ideas have been shown to get people killed. Are you here for the murderers in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in these other major cities? Because you're wanting to do nationally what is being done by Democrats in those big cities. We care about people. We care about their lives. And lives have been so trivialized. We care deeply. How dare you? How dare you, you arrogant people, attributing murder to those of us that want to do things to stop it? Because we've seen what your ideas do. They create more murder. Okay, let's look. Rochester, New York. These are cities that set the all-time high homicide rates in 2021. This is what you're shooting for, apparently, figuratively speaking. Rochester, New York, they had a record homicide rate of 80, not that big of a city. Philadelphia, 524 last year. And by the way, all of these are Democrat mayors. Louisville, Kentucky hit a high homicide rate. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Austin, Texas, Indianapolis, St. Paul, Portland, Albuquerque, Tucson, Columbus, Jackson, Mississippi, Atlanta, New Haven. Those are all Democrat ideas they control. They've done so many of the things that Democrats in this committee want to do. We're not alleging you don't care. We're just telling you that your ideas have gotten people killed, not saved lives, for heaven's sake. And then you want to be arrogant and accuse us of murder and of not caring? We care. And if you could just possibly get off any kind of arrogant stepladder that allows you to look down on us and look back historically. Thomas Jefferson was not at the Constitutional Convention, but he said in a letter, if I could change one thing, it would be to require bills to be on file for a year before they're voted on, because he understood the mistakes that are made when you rush and make big decisions out of emotion. That's what we're trying to prevent so that we can save lives and keep people from being killed. For heaven's sake, I think back historically, we had a president in Franklin Roosevelt that on D-Day led the country in a 6 to 8 minute prayer for our troops. And now we had a president come on after Uvalde and he used God's name in vain. Most of us would consider it. It was used as an interjection, not as a source from whom to beg for wisdom, like this country did for most of our history. Since the 60s, we really started having these mass shootings. Perhaps there was something in the 60s, maybe some Supreme Court decisions that gave rise to people being taught in school, it's whatever you think feels good. Well, it's time to get common sense back. and to look historically about where people are being murdered in record rates, and don't repeat that like the Democrats are trying to do. Let's do common sense things that will save lives. I'm out of time, so you'll back.